So you've been applying for jobs for weeks, months, maybe even years without any success. Trust me, you're absolutely not alone. This current job market sucks. So today I want to talk about my 6-step heroes process, what will help you find a job in the private sector and start a career of your dreams. Let's get started. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Recruiting Heroes Show. This is episode 34. My name is Colin Whittington. I am your host. I'm also the CEO and founder of Recruiting Heroes, LLC, a national employment agency dedicated to helping you find an incredible career in the private sector. I am very excited today to be giving away my Heroes Job Search Guide, which comes with my professional resume template, instructions on writing a resume, LinkedIn optimization, and a whole ton more, all designed to help you find a career that motivates you and gives you the opportunity to advance and so much more. So do check it out at recruitingheroesllc.com or click the link down below for that. At the end of this video, I'll also be announcing a very exciting project that I'll be releasing that will really help you as you go to try to find a career in the private sector. So stick around for that for sure. As always, do like this video and subscribe to this channel. I love it when people do that. It helps me reach more people and helps you know when I put out videos like this that'll help you find your career of your dreams. So please do that now if you don't mind. But let's go ahead and get started, starting with our 6-step heroes process. And the heroes stands for, the H is for harness your experience, E is for enhance your skill set, R is for rebrand your professional identity, O is for optimize opportunities, E is for excel in interviews, and then finally S is to secure your future. So these are the 6 steps of our heroes process. I'm going to walk you through all of them now. That way you know exactly what to do to make yourself successful in this difficult job market. I did say that it was simple, but it's not necessarily easy. All right, you do need to put in work. It's not going to fall in your lap. Most candidates are not just getting lucky and landing a job within the first couple of days or weeks even. It takes consistent effort, so make sure you're ready for that. But let's go ahead and get started. Starting with the H, which is harness your experience. This is where I want you to start taking account and zooming out and looking at your career. What have you done so far? Start writing out, of course, job duties or jobs that you've had. All right. So listing out exactly what you've done, your work history, but most importantly, start listing out achievements, but also skills. What exactly do you bring to the table? So for law enforcement officers, things like leadership, project management, report writing, criminal investigations, financial crimes, various things like that. Start writing them out. All right. Try to come up with 10 to 20 or so on a list. This list will be very helpful in our next step where we'll talk about identifying opportunities that align with your interests, all right? But in this step as well, what I want you to start doing is writing out how exactly these skills could translate to a career in the private sector. So many law enforcement officers, we are so used to talking to each other, to other cops, that we use language and abbreviations that don't really make sense to a civilian, right? So you want to make sure that if you are going to highlight a skill or achievement, write it in a way that a civilian employer could understand quickly and appreciate what you've done. So if you want to highlight your leadership or team management, and you led a SWAT team, don't just write down that you led a SWAT team, because the average civilian will think about what they saw on Cops or Live PD, and that all it took was knocking down a few doors, when we both know that it takes far more than that to lead a SWAT team. So instead of saying that you led a SWAT team, say that you managed a team of 10 officers to successfully execute high-stakes operations, ensuring safety and efficiency under pressure, and also you were responsible for utilizing and maintaining $2 million in equipment. That's a much better way to explain what you've done. And even someone with no law enforcement background could understand what exactly went into that process. How about for communication? This is the one I always harp on, and that's something that law enforcement officers or any candidate who has this skill needs to highlight, because so many candidates can't talk worth a crap. So when you're highlighting your communication skills, don't just say that you interrogated suspects. Say you conducted detailed interviews, interrogations, and negotiations to gather information, resolve disputes, and solve crimes, enhancing team collaboration and stakeholder satisfaction. All right. And again, this is just 2 examples. I want you to do that for all 10 to 20 of your skills. Write them down and then articulate them in a way that civilian employers can understand using actual examples from your career. All right. On to the next step, which is the enhance your skill set. Here, I want you to research industries, gain certifications in education, and industry specific trainings. Yes, you already have an incredible amount of experience that will really set you apart from other candidates, but you want to take it one step further. All right. This current job market, like I said, is very challenging. All right. On average, every job opening in America is receiving about 250 applications. And the average recruiter is only spending about 7 or so seconds looking at each resume, if you get seen at all, because of AI and applicant tracking systems, which we'll talk about in another video. But you need to make sure that you're setting yourself apart. So what I want you to do, take the list that you created in the previous step. All right. I want you to go onto your job board of choice. For me, it's LinkedIn. All right. So what you can do is go to LinkedIn. And what's really cool on the job section of LinkedIn, as well as other job boards, you don't have to necessarily search just by job titles. You can search based on skills and interests as well. So let's say you are really good with firearms and you think maybe I want to do something with firearms when I'm done in law enforcement. Type in the word firearms into the search bar and hit search. And what LinkedIn is going to do is show you every job in America that has the word firearms, either in the job title or somewhere in the job description. And I want you to start reading through the job openings that pop up when you do your searches and start looking at what companies are looking for, especially focusing on the qualifications and requirements for these roles. Because you might start noticing that there are certain certifications that they're looking for, or degrees or trainings or whatever else. So let's say you want to get into fraud investigations when you're done with law enforcement. You want to work for a bank and do fraud investigations. And you start noticing that every company that's hiring for fraud analysts or fraud investigators wants their people to be a certified fraud investigator, the CFI certification, right? If you have 2 years left in law enforcement, you now have a plan. Get that certification, right? So that's what you want to do for all of your skill sets. Go through and start researching, finding industries that align with your interests and jobs that align with your interests, but also making yourself a plan about what you can do next by looking at these certifications. If you do need some more help on what certifications are very sought after right now, I have another giveaway for you, and this is our training and certification download, which I'll link down below as well. It'll give you certain certifications that are very popular right now in a various amount of industries, so check that out as well. All right, the next one is rebrand your professional identity. This is one that I probably spend the most time talking about because this is the one that is so essential in the private sector. And here is where you actually want to write a fantastic resume, a fantastic cover letter, and have a LinkedIn profile that sets you apart, and then begin networking like crazy. I say it all the time. Resumes, LinkedIn, cover letters aren't really important in law enforcement or other government related jobs. They are absolutely essential in the private sector. So you want to have a very strong resume. Again, my Heroes Job Search Guide, which I'm linking down below, has my professional resume template as well as instructions on how to write a fantastic resume. But some quick tips. Keep it to 2 pages. All right. No need to go any further than that. No one wants to read more than 2 pages. Have a very clean and professional format. As I said earlier, the average recruiter is looking at resumes for less than 8 seconds. So you only have a handful of seconds to win them over. So make sure it's very clean and professional. Do not put your picture on there. Do not put graphs on there. Do not put crazy colors on there. All right. Keep it very clean and professional. Have a 3 to 5 sentence executive summary. Have 9 to 12 skills that really highlight your background and your experience, and tailor those towards the industry that you're interested in. Your work history, start with your current or most recent job first and go backwards from there using bullet point format. Do not write paragraphs. Big block of text are overwhelming for readers, so make it easy for them with bullet point format, and also use data and metrics as much as possible. If you can have data or metrics in every single bullet point, that would be great. But if not, try to aim for at least 70% of your bullet points should have some kind of data or metric in it to really highlight what you've done. That way your resume isn't just a vague job description that anyone could have said. It's very specific to what you've accomplished, and you're not just telling it, you're showing it as well. For your education, highlight your advanced degrees, associates all the way up to PhDs if you're fancy. If you just have high school, that's fine. I'd probably leave that off your resume completely and just move on to the next section, which is the training and certifications. Here, keep it to 10 to 15 of the most relevant certifications. Yeah, us in law enforcement, we've all done hundreds of different trainings and certification courses, but no one wants to see all of those, and it will make your resume far too long. So focus on the 10 or so that are the most relevant towards your career and put those on there. And then honors and awards. Anything that you've achieved and won, highlight that as well. For me, I got Deputy of the Year for the whole state of Virginia in 2019. You can bet your ass it's on my resume, as should be any awards that you've received. Your cover letter, keep it to one page and tailor it towards the company and the industry, company and the job that you're interested in. So don't just have one generic cover letter. You want to make it specific to that job and that company so that the person reading it will know you spent time on it and you actually want to work for that organization and that they aren't just one of dozens of other applications you sent out that day. So go to their websites, go to their LinkedIn page and see what this company is all about and highlight why you want to work for them and why you are the right fit for that specific job. Again, using data or metrics to highlight why you are the right fit. For your LinkedIn, if you're not on LinkedIn, what are you doing? LinkedIn is one of the most powerful job search tools in your arsenal, so you want to make sure you're using it. Add me on LinkedIn. I'll 100% accept it. I'll put my profile on the screen right now so you can see. Send me a connection request. I'll accept it and we can chat on there as well. But LinkedIn is a great way to stand out over the competition. So have that and use it wisely. All right. The next step is O, and that's optimize opportunities. Here, I want you to research industries, research job opportunities, and slowly start applying. And what I want you to do is be very strategic. I don't want you applying to dozens of jobs a day, because if you're doing that, it tells me that you're not taking the time to actually tailor every application towards that job opening. Many candidates think the more application they send out, the better. But in reality, they're just chucking their resume and their application into a black hole and they will never hear anything back. I'd rather you only apply to 3 to 4 jobs a day, but make each one tailored, which means adjusting your resume to fit the job description. You want to use the same words and phrases from those job descriptions as in your resume as well. That way, when it comes time for your resume to get screened by the applicant tracking system, you're going to score highly, increasing the chance that human eyes will actually look at your resume, and then increasing your chance of actually landing an interview as well. Tailor your cover letter, tailor your LinkedIn profile, and do research on these industries and figure out how to stand out over the crowd. And that's optimizing opportunities. Next is E, which is excel in interviews. If you make it to the interview phase, you have overcome a massive hurdle. Most candidates nowadays are struggling just to get to the interview. So if you are invited to interview, do not waste this opportunity. You want to make the most of it, and that takes planning. So in the days and weeks before your interview, spend a lot of time on that company's website and social media platforms and read about what they have to offer. See if they've won any recent awards or any big contracts. That way you can reference them during your answers. If you're worried about answering the most common interview questions, don't worry. I got a document for that as well. It's the 10 most common interview questions and my suggested way of answering those. I'll link that down below as well, completely for free. But be ready to talk about who you are, where you come from, why you want to work there, what makes you different from them. And always remember the STAR interview method is going to be essential for answering those behavioral questions where they say, tell me about a time when blank, blank, blank. So STAR stands for situation, task, action, and result. And I'll talk about that again more in a future lesson as well. But keep that in mind for now and be ready for that. And then finally is S, which is secure your future. This is when you get the amazing phone call or email saying that you have been selected and they want to hire you, but your job's not fully done yet. You now want to make sure you negotiate a very fair salary. Hopefully they'll give you a salary that you're over the moon about and you can accept right away. But if not, be ready with actual data and metrics once again. Too many candidates go into those conversations with just pure emotion, saying, I want 90,000 without any reason behind it. It's just the number that they want because they made that in law enforcement, so they think they deserve it now in the private sector. That's not a good strategy. What I want you to do is go to websites like Glassdoor, Indeed, salary.com, and research what are common salary trends for your region, your location, the job title, the company, and the industry. And if you start noticing, oh yeah, the average salary for this role is 95,000 actually. So if they come with an offer of 85,000, you now can come back to them and say, well, after my research, it's showing that the average salary for this role with someone with 10 years of experience is about $95,000 a year. I actually have 12 years of experience, so I think the 95,000 range is very fair. And I'd love to discuss how this would be fitting for both sides and see what they say. Chances are they'll either raise their salary rate a little bit or come to yours exactly, and you'll be very happy and may have made $10,000 more per year than you would have if you had just accepted. If they can't adjust their salary, maybe see if you can negotiate a signing bonus or an additional week of vacation time. Other things that will really make the overall package more attractive to you. And then once you land the job, start making sure that you continue the networking and continue building a phenomenal career. Because this job might be fantastic for a year or two, but maybe down the road you want to advance to something different. And too many candidates make the mistake of only networking and only thinking about their long-term career progress when they need a job, when in reality they should be doing that continuously. So continue to network, continue to reach out, make new connections, and continue to secure your future in the private sector. So these are our 6 steps to the heroes process. I did go through them pretty quickly, but I'm very excited to share some amazing information. And that is that in just about 1 month from filming today, it's currently June 2025, but 1 month from today, I will be releasing my Heroes Academy. So you all joined law enforcement. The very first thing you probably did was went to an academy to make you ready for law enforcement. This is now the end of your law enforcement career, and this academy will help you get ready for the private sector. So this is my all-inclusive online program where I'll be walking you step by step through the 6-step heroes process in far more detail. You'll get incredible downloads, videos with me training you, and so many other amazing resources that will help you to land in a phenomenal job in the private sector without the stress and headaches that so many candidates are currently experiencing. Also with this academy will be our heroes community. So this is a private community, not on Facebook, not on LinkedIn. It's its own unique platform. We're actually building an app for that right now as well, which will be out later this year. But it's a private community where we will be having weekly training calls. I'll also have office hours where you can come in and ask me any question about the job search process. I'll be sharing job opportunities. I'll be inviting recruiters and other hiring managers to share their openings that are all tailored towards law enforcement and veterans. So it's an amazing combo deal that you do not want to miss out on. It's going to be the first of its kind, and it's going to make a huge difference in your career transition. If you're watching this before July of 2025, send me an email. All right. My email is going to be down on the screen as well as down below. Send me an email letting me know you're interested, and I'll add you to the wait list. And when it comes out, you will get 25% off the academy and the community, which will be an amazing benefit to you. So do make sure you do that before July of 2025. If you're watching it after, go to recruitingheroesllc.com and join the academy now. Do not wait. This thing is only going to get better and better as it goes along, and you have lifetime access to this amazing platform, so you don't want to miss out on that. But that's all I have time for today. Please do like this video and subscribe to this channel. It means the world to me. And if you have ideas for future videos, let me know. I want to make this useful to you. But remember, the 6-step heroes process is your guide to the private sector, so make sure you follow it, and I will see you on the next video. Have a good day.